While you at it peeping this shit, go ahead to youtube.com/waterway TV and subscribe to that shit. Yeah, you know the waves in it. Baseball when hitting a home run, hit it with the coldest rains. And even on my bad days, I'm a clutch to finish. The track diminished, the booth burnt, hands is itching. Damn.
Do you think the clothing game is a little saturated today because of how how many more brands are making clothes and just like I'd say even like on our ends we sell vintage clothing. You go on Instagram, you'll see so many ads for vintage looking tees. It'll be like $12 and it's just a brand new tee with a vintage print on it and people I see people rocking it all the time, or even like out of Target they'll sell the reprint Led Zeppelins or the whatever it may be. And like to me that's like damn, like the clothing game has become so saturated that people don't even realize they're wearing a knockoff of an original 1985.
You know.
So like, and then even like V-Lone, how they were so popular, and then they started doing the artist collabs where like V-Lone was the super sought after cut and sew, super high quality brand, and then all of a sudden they start doing these artist collabs where they got the Nav V-Lone, the Pop Smoke V-Lone, Juice WRLD, Young Boy, all these collabs that they're doing, and it's just a Gildan tee where you can see the tags cut off with the stamped tag in the back, like a day one beginning of a clothing brand. Yeah. So like, I guess where do you think the state of people building up brands is at right now?
Honestly, there's a lot of places you could say, but I would just say either LA or like a New York, just because those are where a lot of the bigger brands are, like American wise. Yeah. Like a lot of people. Do you know Round 2?
Yep.
Yeah. See, like I like using his story too because that's someone that I knew of during school that I was doing research papers on. Even Ben Kicks too, is that his name? Benjamin Kicks.
What does he say? Business is
booming. Yeah. People like them. Like I did research reports on them, and like what is similar to both of them. They went to Los Angeles, California. Like that's where a lot of their stuff blew up. So it's just like I would honestly still say California's got it, because even like I'll use this as an example. When I lived in California in 2014, did you guys know Lyft and Uber?
In 2014,
I was just starting.
I was
the first. I was literally one of the first people to see that. I came back home. Oh, you know what Lyft and Uber is? They're like, what the hell is that? So that's why I say California, because a lot of this stuff pops off there and then slowly migrates back over. And then even with New York, they host a lot of the fashion and stuff. So I would say they're more fashion, and then California is more like
production,
the hype, exactly, the clothes, and like. They have that on lock, just because there's so many people, and when something hits wind and it's popular out there, it's like a wildfire. Yeah, literally.
And I don't know if they have different laws out there, but like that whole I forget what's the street. It's like a certain street in LA where it's all just manufacturers and blanks.
Yeah, the work district.
Yeah, I went there one time. I did a vlog with Jeremy from Hybrid Nation, and he showed me kind of around what was going on, and it's just warehouses full of blank tees, blank hats, blank hoodies, and you have to have a certain license to be able to purchase it or whatever. Like usually most brands can get that as long as they have an LLC and whatnot. Or
they want their EIN number.
Yeah, like some shit. Like it's super simple to get as long as you're an actual business. Like they're not just letting anyone walk in there and buy a hat or whatever. But so like I think that kind of like leads into why there's so many brands coming out of LA and whatnot, because you can literally walk out of your house or take a drive down to the district at 30 minutes from your crib and buy all the supplies you need,
because they got the demand out there.
And then right around the corner you can take it to the other shop and they can press it for you, and in a week you have your whole drop
set up.
And in Minnesota you either have to take that trip to LA or you have to order from overseas and like let it come into you and hope that it's all good to go. So I think that's why it's a little bit harder. Like if it was as easy as it is in LA, I think like in every other state you may see a lot more brands coming out.
And I totally agree with that, because in LA, like you just said, you can just walk in there, like as long as you fit the credentials. Like we don't really have places like that out here, so prices are gonna be very high. That's why a lot of people from Minnesota get overseas, just because the currency difference and all that.
Yeah, so. And I definitely think that's why you see the whole game being saturated. Yeah, because us like smaller brands, smaller designers, local designers, it takes us 2 extra weeks to get the shit done. But as soon as you put a tee, it could take like Target a couple days to produce it, and now they're pushing it out everywhere, and you're still trying to like get your blanks to float back in from China or whatever it is. And it's just tough to start off small when the whole system isn't set up for you to just like push it out as fast as you may want. I think that's why Los Angeles is such a hub, and that's why New York just can't really take over those trends, because the whole city is designed to push out these clothes real fast when you control that game. It's just kind of like a catch-22. You start a brand, but you don't have it being set up, so you have to travel to Los Angeles. Now they're back in the map. Or you have to go to New York. Now they're back in the map, and it's just like, dang, like, can I just like showcase my brand without having to go through like all these other people? And it's just like, dang, like they can really take me over in like a week if they wanted to.
Yeah.
If they like your design, they'd be like, well, we got things right here. Like, why would I go to you when they can just pull up to Los Angeles 5 miles down the road and get the same stuff? And it's just like, yeah.
Because at that point they're just buying for the brand, you know, like they see the vision. So like I feel like you are right with the saturated part, but there's not with clothing, but there's not a saturation of brands. You know what I mean? Like Waterwave.
Yeah.
Like you sell clothes, you help with music, you do it all. You're not trying to limit yourself.
Yeah.
Which I feel like a lot of these brands do. They're already limiting themselves.
They realize that there's a lot of competition in every alley. So if you can take a piece of every alley, then you may thrive over a couple brands in each of those alleys, you know.
Exactly.
So.
And it's just like if you look at all the big brands, they don't just say they make one thing. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's crucial when you're first starting out, don't limit yourself and say, oh, I just make streetwear or I just make gym clothes, or you know what I mean? Because it's like you can expand to much more than that. So don't sell yourself short.